Welcome to my channel, All Good Things and All Good Time. This is my new show, The God Awful News, because unfortunately we have just evil news coming from this the Republican-driven news cycle. It goes in like evil, and I got to get it out. So this show is very therapeutic. It's kind of like an exorcism for me. That's how the news comes out, like an exorcism, because it's all so bad. Oh, man. But gee whiz heck, son of a gun. Um, the nation hasn't been completely destroyed yet, but we can already see how it's going to happen. And that's kind of what sucks. Oh, my goodness. And of course, all of this going on, all of this in Los Angeles, this is just a blueprint. They're going to move this blueprint to San Francisco and then on, right? Any other blue states. Trump's going to have fun, like commandeering the National Guard of Mike Walls, stuff like that. He's just going to keep doing this, commandeering the National Guards based on false legal premises. And man, scary. And what's almost comical is how 4,000 National Guard troops and 700 Marines is just so unnecessary. It's unbelievable. But anyway, the news is terrible. I got a couple other things to talk about. I went and got checked my consult before my first colonoscopy, which I don't want to talk about, but I feel like I should in case just one more guy gets a colonoscopy, because I guess they're good. And I was worried about this one thing that my friend Jay said to me, that there's like a 1 in 1,000 chance your colon can get perforated. But then my friend suggested that you'd have to have a colostomy bag. But they just fix your colon, apparently, so they just sew it up. So I'm not quite as worried about that, even though that's the big risk, Let's hope that doesn't happen. Anyway, got my appointment. And the rigors of what I have to do are kind of intense. It's going to be hard. And my lobotomy's that's great. That's a good joke. You're funny. You should do stand-up comedy. I bet everybody that knows you thinks you are funny. Cheers to you. I'm drinking Moosehead because we love Canada. Thanks for staying the same while we became the meth lab beneath you. Must have been a handsome fella. Just kidding. No, all right. I'm just lucky to be alive. I was just thinking, I think I'm like 6-7 years away from Social Security, except joke's on me. We got these people in office right now that aren't showing a lot of confidence for the future of Social Security. That's for darn sure. So there's one kind of funny thing here. I mean, I don't know if you think this is funny, but it says 3 days before the exam, before the colonoscopy, stop eating all vegetables, nuts, and small seeds starting this morning until after your procedure. They will get stuck in the camera and make it difficult to finish the colonoscopy. We don't want that. I just thought that was a little funny, so gee whiz. So yeah, man. Week started out with a couple thousand troops, then 4,000 troops, and 700 Marines for no reason. What would be great is if everyone, it's nice that they're peacefully protesting, but what if everyone just stayed home and all those soldiers and cops were just standing there with nobody there? I think that'd be an interesting look, So, like I mentioned before, for some reason, people have a visceral reaction to robots, I think, in general, and cars that are driven by robots. You know, we don't like them, I think, just naturally. And of course, we saw all the Waymo vehicles burned, which, if they're electric vehicles, are super bad for the environment. Please don't do that for your own sake. But what was really interesting is that it was revealed that those were used as surveillance because of all their cameras. They can be sent in, you know, with nobody in them to surveil all of the people who were protesting and, you know, of course, get their likenesses and their images. And of course, Palantir is tracking all the phones in the area. Hopefully all those people left their phones at home. They used some separate camera, you know, although everybody had their camera in their hand, didn't they? Oh, I gotta do one quick thing here, pardon me. Let's put this up on the screen. Oh, shoots! I gotta turn that sound off, okay. And then I gotta do that one more time. Sorry, I am sorry. I hope you're having a good day. It's a good day to be alive. The nation's going through some crazy stuff, and that is no fun. And it is all fabricated. I mean, I hate to sound like so many people on. Do we get it? Do we get it? Do we get it? Yes. Okay. So many people are saying that on freaking line, they always talk about things that they said were going to happen or whatever. But I mean, from day one, we hear it all good things at all good time. We knew that he was going to have a military parade, declare martial law, which he's basically now he's sort of declared. It isn't like there's a curfew everywhere yet. And of course, rural America is just going to be like, what? And but yeah, I mean, this is just the beginning. How far out will those troops, you know, sprawl out from that core where they're at, protecting a few buildings supposedly? And but yeah, we knew this. Trump's wanted to turn the military against us and claim the Insurrection Act. He tried to do that in the last administration. And he's going to keep Pete Hegseth in his job no matter what screw up he does, because that's his way to do the military coup, right? Which is already underway. I mean, this is, and now they're screening people. This is in the news. They're screening people for their ideology. They have to be Trump loyalists, or they won't get hired into the military or be able to work as a contractor for the military, which is pretty psycho. And they're firing, you know, and getting rid of anyone who's a woman or who's black, and all the history of everybody who isn't a white man, which is so weird. I don't know why these weirdos got to do all this stuff. Anyway, so yeah, he said this is just the beginning. There's going to be troops everywhere, right? We had a perfectly peaceful nation, and he's just creating chaos so that he could say that there's chaos and that he's got to put the military out there. And it's just like 1984. If you haven't seen that movie, there's two versions of it. But it's all the same stuff. They try to rewrite history, and there's thought police, and God, and they, you know, slavery is freedom, is ignorance is strength, and war is peace, right? Those are the sayings from 1984. And it sure seems like they're going for that. So yeah, with the electric cars, right? Of course, Elon Musk hopes to have self-driving cars out there that are going to change his business future. But I don't think people are going to like those either. And I think we're going to continue to see violence against robots, cars that are robots, and then as soon as there's a robot walking down the street, I mean, that thing's going to get harassed. I have to believe. I just think it's in people's nature to want to do that. Maybe it was inspired by seeing the movie Terminator, but I just think we're going to see more of that. But interesting how they were using those vehicles as a surveillance technique, right? And that's the scary behind the scenes thing going on here. Is all the surveillance and the weaponization of the government using Palantir and all of its evil tools, many of which are surveillance, but they can quickly switch over to lethal means that they have developed, which are gnarly. Governor Newsom sues because, of course, that's illegal. The governor's the one who's it's with the governor's authorization that the National Guard is deployed, and not against the citizens of the United States. Deployed to help, citizens typically, right? After fires and famine. That's what the National Guard's for. They're there to help, not to hurt. And man, I wonder, we don't hear about it, but I wonder if or how many are just quitting their service in the military and in other, we see it in other places. And that's part of another story. Karen Bass, points out that Trump created this chaos, right? It's all chaos that didn't exist before these racist, right-wing Nazi boot thugs moved in and wanted to just start. And just like we've talked about, none of these, there aren't any. And if they're going after criminals, why don't they go after those who've been adjudicated as criminals for murder and rape that are in prison? Just deport the guys that are in prison, and then when people commit a crime, adjudicate them, and then instead of imprisoning them, just deport them. That's where the criminals are, right? They're not washing your dishes, working 80-hour work weeks, supporting a wife and kids, going to church on Sunday. It's just awful what we're all having to witness and what these people are going through and their families. I imagine, and then of course the evil mechanism of $1,000 a day. How's that? Oh, we're going to impose $1,000 a day. So then, you'll become a debt slave, or it's just cruel, right? So you just try to take everything you can from them, and then we have to clean out your bank account because you owe us. And I think they're already doing that. They're like pirates. They go in like that family of American citizens that had their house raided and all of their things stolen from them. Those guys were stealing everything because that's the frickin' culture. You get to keep the spoils, I think. Take whatever you want. These people aren't coming back, right? Just imagine. Anyway. Tom Homan. Humpty Dumpty Homan. Boy, he sure looks like an angry Humpty Dumpty. He is not a very smart man. And his nose is he's such an alcoholic. It's unbelievable, that red nose. My God. Anyway, so he threatens to lock up everybody. Governor Newsom and the mayor, and this is an authoritarian dictatorship in action with the military coup on the side. It is just no fun to watch. Cheers to you. Sorry the news is so bad. Hopefully we'll all get to vote again. Hopefully there won't be a nuclear catastrophe, which these people are definitely not smart enough to give us any feelings of safety in that regard. And so on. The Australian reporter, if you haven't seen it, she got shot. This asshole cop or ICE or federal agent, but you can see his face a little bit, so I have a feeling he'll be identified. But he turns his rifle right at the reporter, Australian reporter, reporting live, and shoots her in the leg just purposely. It's so cruel. Yeah, that was an interesting. That's obviously in the news. A lot of that. Then there's the horses stomping on the guy. I think those look like L.A. Police Department guys, just brutal, hitting the guy with a stick. That didn't look good. That didn't look good. And then of course the beautiful irony in these depraved Republicans who let out all the insurrectionists, celebrate them. Those are the people now rounding people up. Oh God. Trump and the Republicans, they're calling these protesters insurrectionists. And it just makes everybody laugh. Every time they try to act like they've got some sort of ethics or morals or anything to stand on, like they care about cops, it's a joke. It's a joke. They demonstrated who they are with January 6th. Cowards who are lawless and who don't care about anybody or anything but themselves and the bribes they're taking. And yeah. David Huerta has been charged with obstruction. Oh my God. The president who committed more obstruction, and all the Republicans who obstruct everything. Yeah, they're charging David Huerta with obstruction. Anyway, labor leader who was locked up and kidnapped and injured. Not cool. American citizen. Oh, thanks Canada for putting up with us. If you never saw it, Canada, Moosehead has a big crate of beer you can buy for every day Trump is in office. The crate has 1,461 beers in it. Cheers. I haven't had Moosehead since for a pretty long time, since I started drinking bigger, heavier beers. Oh yeah, that's right. What am I doing here? Pardon me. I gotta get this figured out real quick so I can see this. What's going on here? All right. Okay, so that's that. Let's see. Israeli forces in international waters where they had no right to board and kidnap Greta Thunberg and her friends who were trying to bring some supplies to the starving people of Gaza, trying to break through, and they were detained, kidnapped, and then some of them have been sent back to their countries and others are still being detained. And so that happened. That was pretty brave because Israel could have easily just taken her out, you know. They've got no problem doing that to just about anybody. Putin is a homicidal maniac, and he has continued his assaults worse than at any time in this entire conflict. Is, you know, when there's supposedly ceasefire talks and all that, but he just wants to brutalize. And at the same time, Trump has betrayed everybody by diverting important drones that were supposed to go to Ukraine to the Middle East. Presumably so they can do harm to the Muslims they want to do harm to in the Middle East, in Yemen, I think. In the name of going after the Houthis. Or giving it over to Israel, who's now doing all that and taking the blame. Let's see, there's a new travel ban. It's like freaking 20 countries. It's like 3 times what the travel ban was before. That was heavily protested. And that just further isolates us from the rest of the world, and that's not good. We don't want to isolate ourselves from the rest of the world. We're doing that. Nobody likes us anymore. Our government looks stupid as shit. We are the weakest country we've ever been. Our empire has fallen by many accounts. Republicans have torn it all to the ground, and it's very sad. Very sad. And we're watching the military coup in slow motion. The government's already been freaking destroyed in all branches. I mean, unless we have another election, but all this chaos is gonna be the justification. Why? Oh, we can't have elections because we've got all this chaos in the streets, because we've got all these armed soldiers in the streets. Oh my God. and curfews. Wait till the curfews come. That's gonna be great. Oh God! But then these guys aren't smart. Wait till they set off a nuke somewhere, right? That's just gonna screw us all. And everybody on Earth. It's just gonna be awful. Anyway, of course, these immigration fools. They are no criminals to go after. So they're going after them at 7-Eleven, at Home Depot, at the meatpacking plant, at the dairy farm, at the strawberry farm, at the blueberry farm, at the ranch, at the cattle ranch, which is not going to be very good for the economy. So this is where it gets to the stock market. Stock market's been kind of just holding steady at like 42,000-ish. But it should be going down. Our whole country's, everything in our country is getting worse. And all those firings are going to create supply chain challenges and demand and supply fluctuations that aren't going to be good for the consumer. And it's going to be terrible for these people's lives and all the people that own the ranches and the dairy farms and meatpacking plants. And oh, God. And in this case, this meatpacking, they don't care. These guys are lawless, right? Because they just want to take people from their lives and take what they can and just take. And they're being told, I'm sure there's bounties and, it's gross. And all this waste. Talk about waste, fraud, and abuse. All of these horrible people. And then the show of force. The cost of all this, it's $150 million already in LA. All this wasted money. This freaking parade's going to cost $150 million. It's coming up this weekend. It's going to be a huge freaking turnout. Way more protesters, and Trump's already vowed to want to hurt those people. We're going to come heavy force against them. Oh God, it's just there's going to be something like, it's funny because I think she slipped up, but she said 18,000. This one reporter, but I think she meant to say 1,800 because it said 1,800 on the. Anyway, 1,800 protests organized this weekend, same time as the military parade, which is just so embarrassing. It's so stupid. It's so gross. All for this weirdo. Oh, Republicans are such fucking weirdos. Cheers, everybody. Moosehead to me now. See, Moosehead, this is light beer. Once you move on to like heavier beers, Moosehead might as well just be a light beer, right? 5%. You can see through it. Let's see. All right. So the meatpacking plant guy was like, "Hey man, we use E-Verify, right? Which is the federal government's way to verify that you're using documented workers." And they said, we don't care. It's broken, they said, which was a lie, right? They just lied. And that's too bad. You know what I mean? So Kilmar Abrego Garcia is back. The gay hairdresser's still over there. Everybody else is still stuck in that death prison. The death concentration camp. Oh, it's so sad if you haven't seen it. As I mentioned it in one video, I did it myself, but you can just Google Earth View CCOT. In between the two rows of big buildings where people are being tortured. In the middle, there's a shed at the top. It's got this massive blood stain all over the concrete and what looked like a pile of bodies, or dismembered bodies. Anyway, you can look at that on Google Earth View yourself at the CCOT prison in El Salvador. It is some scary ass shit, and it is evil what this Trump regime is doing. This dictator sending people to Africa, and not just like deporting them here. We're gonna set you free in Africa. No, sending you to a prison in Africa or a prison in El Salvador. Just for Christ's sake, if you just set these people free wherever you want to take them at the very least. But it's inhumane. It is truly inhumane. So Kilmar So first thing they want to do, because they're such children and they can't lose anything, we have to win at everything, even if we have to lie, steal, cheat, bribe, take bribes. So the Department of Justice brought charges, wanted to bring charges, got a grand jury indictment against Kilmar Abrego Garcia on trumped up charges. From something from years ago, from just pulled over. He had people in his car. And so this guy who has ethics, morals, he has character. He'd been a veteran of the Department of Justice for 15 years. The attorney assigned the case. He retired. He said, "Nah, I have too much going for me to sacrifice my character and assign myself to this case, because this is wrong," right? Ben Schrader. Good job, Ben Schrader. DOJ, former DOJ attorney from Nashville. Anyway, yeah, Pam Bondi just abuses her power. All these fools are just abusing their power, destroying everything. Marco Rubio just put the final death nail into USAID, right? Which was saving millions of lives and stopping tons of disease. And now lives are being, 500,000 people are dead already from the Trump administration's neglect in that capacity. And there's so much more death and destruction in every capacity, everything they do, whether it's the vaccination program or the measles spreading disease. We got, oh God, women dying from freaking taking away their health care because Republicans are evil and stupid. My God, killing women, right? Because that's moral. God, it's immoral. Everything they do is wrong, unjust, immoral, illegal, hurtful. They serve no good purpose. I wish there could be one good purpose that the Republican Party could serve someday. Wouldn't that be cool? Like, one good purpose? Like, they cared about the environment. What if they cared about the environment and then they sucked at everything else like they already do? But they don't even, like, care about the environment or women or voting. I mean, it's, anyway. Crazy, man. Crazy. All right. Supreme Court has a couple big decisions. One that says Doge, Elon Musk, can keep all your secret shit, and it can stay secret what they know and all that. They don't have to tell anybody. And they can have access to your Social Security information. That's right. Doge has been told by the Supreme Court of the United States they can have all the access to your Social Security information they want, because what harm could they possibly do? Oh, it's so sad. Oh my God. And then Mexico was suing because there's, and what isn't told in the story is the source, but the story is that guns are sold in Texas knowingly to people who are bringing them to the cartels, right? There's these tiny towns that have like no people, but they have a gun store that sells, thousands and thousands of guns. It's like 4 small towns, 4 gun stores in Texas that sell all the guns that go to the cartels. And Mexico sued because they don't want their cartels to have all these assault rifles. And the Supreme Court said, oh no, the Colt and Smith & Wesson, they're all immune. They're just immune from your prosecution. So that's how they ruled on that. But at least they were trying, I guess. And then let's see what else is going on here. Oh, a little dictator. Boy, is he just a little weak man too. Little Bukele. Oh, it's so gross. Yeah, he's just gross and a disgusting little man. Oh, he's locking people up, journalists, anybody that speaks against him, It's like everybody in America right now is vulnerable to get locked up for speaking against this piece of shit. Oh, except for the really stupid people. uh, the Pope, if you didn't know it, he just criticized all these piece of shit white nationalists, white anti-nationalists. Oh God, they are just a sad stain on freaking history and humanity. The Christians whose number one thing is murder, kill. They're killing so many people. These are the murder Christians. They're not, yeah, the Zionists. Oh God, the Jewish Zionists, the Christian Zionists, the evangelicals. It's all about doing harm, right? How many bribes can you take, and how many people can you kill? How much disease can you spread? How much cheating and lying and hypocrisy can you commit? Like, it makes religion look so bad. And of course, you know, the Muslim religions have made themselves look bad also. And then, of course, I don't think there's any religions that make themselves look good. You name it, Mormons, Scientologists, they all seem a bit crazy to me. Anyway, cheers, drinking Moosehead. Thank you, Canada. Let's hope, man, what would happen if Trump had a medical emergency, right? What would happen? Would J.D. Vance, you know, because J.D. Vance and Palantir are just like this, right? I think it would be very dangerous for us all. That would just be Palantir to completely unleashed. Although it looks like Palantir is going to be let unleashed, and Palantir is being allowed to develop a huge database with all of our information, which should be the scariest thing anybody's ever heard. And that stock price is just going to go from 100 to 1,000 probably too. I mean, but I think the whole stock market's, it's got to retract. It just has to, right? I mean, with all this chaos and destruction and harm being done, all these crimes being committed against peaceful, hardworking people at their jobs. I mean, they're just going to places where people are working, right? Because there are no criminals to get. 99.25% of immigrants are not criminals. And those who are in prison. Why don't they just go to prison? Anyway, but nope. They got to take out mom and dad, and they got to take kids out of schools, and if you don't know it, they made it so they took away all the laws protecting people who are in a school or a church or any kind of place like that. It's pretty evil. It's all Republican evil, just on full display. So yeah, the Pope was like, yeah, man, all you psycho Nazi people, all you white nationalists, all you nationalists in other countries, you're bad. Bad for your country, you're bad for your community, you're bad for the world, you do harm in the name, you objectify people, you dehumanize them, you treat them like something that's not human, and then you think you can just cause and do harm to them and with nothing on your conscience. That's truly sociopathic behavior, narcissistic sociopathic behavior, just like Donald Trump is. He's a pathological liar and a sociopathic malignant narcissist. Such a nice combination of attributes. You know, so sad. Let's see. What else here? And if you didn't see it, there was this vote at the United Nations, right? Where every other country voting, there's like 15 countries, 14 of them were like voted for a ceasefire in Gaza. Like, how could anyone not want to vote for a stop to the massacres that are going on a daily basis, right? You know, but the United States vetoed it. The one vote no on ceasefire was the United States. That's the weirdest shit ever. Like, how does that make any sense? I just don't. Yeah. Anyway, everyone can see through all this fucking nonsense bullshit. Thank God. I mean, unless, you know, they dropped out of school after the 8th grade and, you know, that that might put them in a group that they might believe these liars. Okay. So the National Organization of Atmospheric something, NOAA, has come out to tell us that we have now more shit in the air, more carbon dioxide that comes from us than has ever been in the atmosphere for 30 million years. We are just ramping up how bad a job we're doing taking care of the planet. But we could do better, and unfortunately we have terrible people in government that don't care about the environment. So that's not good. Talked about the 700 Marines, clothing manufacturer raided on Friday. It's just so cruel, right? People go to work. That's what they're guilty of, going to work, supporting our economy, doing jobs no white people are going to do or want to do. Entitled white people that want to hurt these people. It just, it kills me. And what's really amazing is the stupidity. How stupid you got to be to not be able to draw a straight line, a connection between your life and all these things these people do that we're locking up. The meat packers, the ranchers, the dairy, the farm workers. We eat that food, we drink that milk. I just don't, I mean, it's amazing. Republicans are just so fucking batshit stupid. It's unbelievable. The Australian Prime Minister called it horrific, seeing a cop, an asshole cop, turn his rifle straight at, and that's the thing, man, there's no accidental shoots. Those assault rifles shoot very straight and very, anyway, he turns his rifle, shoots the Australian reporter in the leg. Anyway, that's the Prime Minister of Australia calling it horrific. Yeah, because it is, right? Free speech is a cornerstone of democracy. That's why Trump and the Republicans are afraid of free speech, because it exposes their stupidity, their hypocrisy, their cruelty, their criminality. They are just the biggest crime family in the country, these evil Republicans. I can't even imagine. I don't know any, so I'm insulated. I'm very lucky. All right, so I have something that's kind of funny to tell you. Funnier to me, though, I think, than it will be to you. But there's jokes like that, you know, if you want to be a comedian, and you need to figure out which ones are funny to you and not necessarily to other people, and because the ones funny to other people are the ones you want to do when you're on stage. But I came out of the colonoscopy consult, and I went to this store right 2 blocks away that sells stuff for paddlers. Tri-Paddle. Go there, buy all your stuff at Tri-Paddle if you're a paddler and you're here visiting and you want to paddle or get gear for that sort of thing, or sailing. I walked in and I needed to buy one little thing, and I saw the guy that owns the place, Wendell, and I said, I just came from a colonoscopy consult. I said, I'm trying to, take control of my health. And I said, good job. Then I just said to him, I don't think I'm going to die. I said, probably just a hemorrhoid, I told him. And it was like, he's like, I don't think he really wanted to hear that. So it was funnier to me than it was to him, and in this moment, it's probably funnier to me than it is to you. But I just thought that was funny. I might repeat that to another friend. Anyway, Haiti has 1.3 million people displaced from their homes because of, civil unrest. So that's a bummer. And there's now a travel ban on Haiti. Amongst the 20 countries there's a travel ban on. ABC departed from Terry Moran because he called Stephen Miller Oh, the grossest little man, Stephen Miller. He called him a world-class hater, but of course that is true. He's a little weak, meek Republican, white nationalist, white anti-nationalist, white inferiorist. Is so inferior to, and of course his wife is hooking up with Elon Musk. Of course, if you're his wife and when you look at him, are you really thinking, I want to have children with that guy? I want my children to look like Stephen Miller? I don't think so. I think she might rather get knocked up by Elon Musk and take the bribe money that comes with it. Anyway, who knows what's going on in that weird ass world? Yeah, Marco Rubio dismantling USAID. That's just fucking. And meanwhile, we're spending more money than we've ever spent in government. Where's that money going? Where's that money going? We're spending money. We're not apparently paying any contracts. We're not giving any money at universities. We're not giving any money to the science agencies. We're not giving any money to USAID. We fired all these people. We're not giving them their paychecks. It's just fire, fire, fire. We're just cutting and slashing, and yet we're still spending more money than we spent during Joe Biden's time in office when all these people were working, right? And we're not taking in as much money, of course, because we're just dismantling the IRS and giving huge tax breaks, which is the big, ugly, deadly bill where they want to just give tax breaks to the rich. And now they've started lying. Oh, we're going to give tax breaks to the poor also. No, you're not. No, they're gonna take so many people off of healthcare that literally thousands of people are gonna die almost immediately because they won't be able to get the medications or the oxygen they need to live, right? It's literally just oxygen that they're going to be taking away from people, and food from children in schools, and from food banks. I'm currently getting food from a food bank for the first time ever. If you don't know my story, I'm a survivor of the Lahaina fire, and resources are pretty thin. And I have a disaster case manager trying to get out of this FEMA housing and into something more permanent. Although in the meantime, the FEMA housing is pretty nice because there's no bad properties in Maui, right? There's no Motel 6s or Super 8s, right? It's all nice places on the beach, and lots of them are on the ocean. So that's why I have a simultaneous cast. Simultaneously, I'm broadcasting the view from my fancy lanai. The word for lanai is the same as balcony or whatnot, where you're from. So let's get back to the news. Yeah, Terry Moran has a backbone, has morals, has ethics, tells the truth, and ABC has to fire that guy. They just, it's so sad. Total censorship. But right now, YouTube is still alive. I wonder how long YouTube will allow itself to be a place where people are able to make videos where they say things that aren't what Donald Trump wants to hear, or Republican traitors, because Donald Trump isn't going to last much longer, I don't think. Of course, big news is all across America, in all the churches where there's good people, they're praying that Donald Trump has an aneurysm, a stroke, or a heart attack. I'm not one of those people, but I hear that's what the word on the street is. That shoots, so sad. Dr. Rupa Marga sues, or Maria sues UCSF. Of course, she doesn't like genocide. No one does. Everyone in the world is like, yeah, genocide sucks. That's lame. Stop killing people. And it's very obvious who's doing it, how they're doing it, who's helping them, right? And, she just is against genocide. And so she was fired from UCSF. And so she's suing them for a couple different grounds. Mahmoud Khalil is now in prison 3 months in these horrible prisons that are totally overfilled because they're just throwing in people indiscriminately, disappearing them, giving them no due process, no ability to call anybody. They're not feeding them well. They're making them sleep on the concrete floor. It is evil. It is torture. It makes us look like a pile of shit for a country, like a shithole country. That's what these Republicans want. They want America, and they've turned it into a shithole country. Jesus. They're working on it anyway. They're still, it's not. They haven't shown up here yet. There's no troops in the streets here. Thank God. Cheers. Drinking that Moosehead. Did you know that Costco has Crown Royal right now? A big old jug. I wonder if that's a 175. It's a big jug. It might be a 175 for $44. At least in Maui, it's $44. In case you get off the plane. The word on the street is that our Costco is the busiest in the world, or in the United States. Pretty evil what they've done to Mahmoud Khalil, because he exercised his right to free speech, right? Any real American wants to see free speech, right? Anyway, Tulsi Gabbard is a psycho, and she made a psychotic video, if you haven't heard about it, seen it, talking about nuclear war, nuclear destruction. That's because, if you see it here, if you start talking about it, maybe you can make it real. And Trump loves to throw that out there, and of course, we were warned. We were warned by the... If you haven't seen it, on YouTube, go and look for Alien Interview number 1, Alien Interview number 2, and all the rest. See what that guy says. That was in 1964. He's like, yeah, in about a half century, dumbass religious people, religious tribalism, right? Fucking ignorant fools. Religious ignorant fools. Super artificial intelligence are going to, with the assistance of a few nuclear bombs, are going to wipe out most of people. And they were coming back in time. They're descendants of us that have figured out how to come back through a wormhole to see how it happened, or what happened, or what they could learn, because everything got wiped out and they don't know anything. So that's interesting, I think. I mean, I'm not saying it's real or true, who knows? Looks pretty interesting to me, though. And boy, everything that alien said is coming true, right? And will that nuclear catastrophe, will that be in Ukraine? Will it be in Taiwan, Iran, some other countries surrounding Israel? Because they're bombing everybody, man. They're bombing Lebanon and Syria and the shit out of Gaza. They're just murdering people. They're bringing them in, hey, come get some food, and then they're killing them or shooting tank bullets at them or bombing them from above when they're coming in for food. And they're still coming because they're still starving. And they're just dying trying to get something for their family. It's gnarly. And the whole world sees it, and we know what's happening. And you're not pro-Hamas or pro-terrorism if you're against mass murder, right? That'll just never be a thing. But they try to, twist everything opposite because they're stupid, ignorant Republicans. The enemy within. So Tulsi makes a super sick and twisted dark video. She is the shame of Hawaii. Let me tell you, the shame. I mean, my God. All the other shit too, but like, how do you just turn your back on women's freaking reproductive health care or the environment or gun safety? I mean, I don't understand how any you were never really a Democrat. You were never anybody who cared about anything real if you can become a Republican. It's so sad. Yeah, and then there's, I've already been talking about the fallout of all this is just going to be, right? Everything's going to be shittier. Because Republicans don't want anybody to have a good time. Hey, Frankie. Aloha. Love you, girl. All right. Man, it seems more and more like Hegseth, right? They've got the Project 2025 guy that that sick little man, Russ Vought, who wants us all to live in fear of him. Just the meekest, weakest little man. He's just as disgusting as Stephen Miller, and deep down, like his soul is just as black and evil. And he and his department is screening all incoming military people, right, to make sure that they agree with the psycho-fascist ideology of the now right-wing Nazi Trump regime. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, girl. Oh man, it's so shitty. How about the weak little thing where Trump has to, and all these Republicans, they're so weak and meek, and of course they're tipping their hat because they're probably putting FBI guys or telling their Proud Boys to go in there and create mayhem, do harm and crime, you know, hurt somebody, kill somebody, throw rocks at, you know what I mean? Like, but he said, these people are all paid agitators. None of these people are paid agitators, of course. They're pissed off people who want to throw a rock at this insane evil that is kidnapping women and children away from each other, and men, it's just, and workers and our best people, you know, people that don't commit crimes, pay their taxes, go to work, do everything right. So that's what they're throwing a rock at. They're throwing a rock at somebody who's a kidnapper, a criminal who's doing harm. So I could see people wanting to. I'm not saying they should be or it's right, and they shouldn't be. It should be peaceful, right? In fact, like I said, wouldn't it be cool almost if just nobody showed up, if everyone just abandoned the streets for 48 hours, just a complete abandonment, making all that money in soldiers and cops standing around like fools. Just, that's waste, fraud, and abuse right there, baby. It's just all over. Every time you see 20 people going to get someone, one guy could have gone in there in a uniform cop and just casually said, can I take you? And they didn't, without handcuffs, they would comply. Like, it's so overblown, and it's just so much money being wasted. Also, you can take a busboy off the job. Oh, good job, you great guy. I mean, it's terrible. And that's where the only place they're going to find immigrants is hard at work, because that's where they all are. I bet the unemployment rate amongst immigrants is like freaking 0.5%, because they will all find work. Anyway, but yeah, so Hegseth and Russ Vought seem to be more like the enemy within, and I believe a lot of people who've taken an oath to protect the Constitution are feeling that way too, and voicing it, right? It's just a death cult, right? The Republican death cult. It's so sad. These people that are in the cult, and they're still so weirdly in it, like, and they're such children. All they can do is just throw insults. Try to trigger the libs. Oh God, it's so sad. Is it really that satisfying when you destroy your country just to get off on triggering the libs? I don't get it. So yeah, there's no paid agitators, but there might be some paid right-wing psychopaths in there trying to make it all worse. All just doing something so that, you know, Trump can say, oh, that's our excuse. We got to go in there. Tom Homan's already said someone's going to die. Either a cop's going to die or a protester's going to die. And then we're, you know, and then, of course, yeah, that's when, the Insurrection Act is finally fully enacted. And that would suck and will suck. And nobody needs any of that, by golly. Gee whiz, heck, son of a gun. Cheers to you, Moosehead. Thank you, Canada, for making Moosehead beer. There's only one store here. I found a store I didn't even know was there just because I was looking for Moosehead. So thank you. And then, of course, there's the allegation about the Epstein files. Of course, it was well known. Jeffrey Epstein was Donald Trump's best friend. Donald Trump's best friend was Jeffrey Epstein. Yet all these psycho right-wing weirdo conspiracy theorists think that it's all the Democrats that are pedophiles. Oh my God! And yeah, no, Donald Trump, pedophile. And aloha, aloha. I wonder where Herbina is. What country? That's a name. Could be from the United States. And that's the beauty of it, right? Because we have a diverse country, right? Any real American is proud to see the American Olympic team go and have somebody from every community, right? Because that's what makes us the strongest country in the world. Gee whiz, heck, son of a gun. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, Prudencio Herbina Studios. Awesome, yeah. I'm not surprised. That's my beautiful country. The diversity of it. I live in a place where, see, and this is what's scary, right? In Hawaii, white people are 18% of the population. So imagine these white supremacists, these freaking white nationalist, psycho asshole agents who are all insurrectionists coming to Maui, where everyone speaks with an accent, everyone's brown skinned, a lot of people got tattoos, right? And they'll just make up whatever excuse they want to just like swoop up anybody and lock them up. And anyway, and I think we're at this interesting pivotal point where, and I've been mentioning this all along, but I think we're finally there where, you know, you're going to see it. People are just going to start hiding because their life depends on it, one way or another, in their friend's basement, in the mountains, getting Faraday cages, distancing themselves from their phones, or trying to get out of the country, get into Canada, Mexico. Any place will be better than a place where you're being hunted, right? So I just think that's got to happen, right? Why would anybody go to immigration if you know you're going to be kidnapped, separated from your family right then? I mean, unless you want, and then thrown into a prison where you're going to be sleeping on the floor with no amenities, no food, no medical care, right? I mean, and then maybe sent off to a foreign prison where you could be murdered. So I think just to not die and to stay free and to be able to stay with your family and your kids, you want to be able to protect them, people are going to start going through whatever they can. And real Americans are going to go out of their way to help others, right? And of course, the Republicans are going to want to go after those people because they're helping these people. You can't help an immigrant, right? I mean, my God, just that the woman opens a door, a judge opens a door for someone, and now she is being brought up on charges, you know, for obstructing the practices of immigration. Imagine if someone's got a family in their basement, right? The crimes that they'll be accused of. I mean, it's just dystopia. It is gross, and it's just beginning, right? So this is just L.A. Wait till it's L.A. and San Francisco. L.A., San Francisco, New York, Chicago, Seattle, Portland's going to be a target city for sure. They're going to want to go in there and create chaos there, and on and on. And Iowa, this meatpacking plant, Iowa is full of immigrants because it's full of farming, and they need immigrants to help pick the crops. Anyway, I think we got through pretty much most. Oh no, wait, there's more. Oh yeah. Oh wait, did I say that? Oh yeah, Governor Abbott so all the Republican governors now say, oh, we can call up the National Guard. So Governor Abbott's done that and sent him to San Antonio for protests, right? So red governors are going to start just calling the National Guard out because they know Trump wants them to. And then Trump's going to call them out wherever his bribed governors haven't and won't. So, like, you know, all the blue states, Trump will enact the National Guard. And then meanwhile, he's just going to go in and keep violating the law and people's rights and hurting people and destroying lives right in front, like theater, in front of everybody. and until there's enough chaos, and then of course the Insurrection Act has to happen, and martial law has to happen, and then we can't have elections anymore, and then the coup is done. But in the meantime, the military coup. Oh yeah, and then there's the congresswoman indicted in New Jersey, LaMonica McIver. She's been indicted because you know she did this. Bunch of men. What weak men. What cowards. Oh, she assaulted us. Oh my God, it is just the weakest set of charges ever. Oh God, it's just how Republicans are, right? Karen Bass set a curfew. What else? What else? Oh yeah, the threat of heavy force, and then this narrative, and they keep saying this lie, right? That oh, Trump's, you hate America if you're protesting. If you're protesting, you hate America. If you're protesting the military parade, then you must hate America. Oh my God. No, we love freedom. We love the Constitution. We love to be able to vote. We love women's rights, and we love equality and inclusion and equity and diversity. Yeah, that's America. And Trump doesn't represent America. And then this constantly badgering, saying this is what the American people want, and none of them do. And I'm just waiting for the stock market to crumble. It's got to come down. If it doesn't come down soon, it makes no sense. But yeah, let's see how this affects our. Although it's really, I mean, it's very materialistic, and it's pretty rude to deduce these people's lives into the price of stuff going up at the grocery store, right? But that is going to be what's going to happen. Oh, and Caroline Leavitt lying today about everything, about inflation, about the tax bill. And then the tax bill has a bunch of sick and twisted laws in there, changing the judiciary laws, legalizing silencers, because they want chaos. They want the purge. It's not long before they're just going to start. Who knows what? Let's just hope. Let's hope. We're right there, man. Let's hope they don't start killing people, right? Pushing them out of airplanes or. Oh, another person executed. Trump loves to execute people. He executed 13 people in his last time in office. Before that, the last person to execute people was George Bush. He executed 3, and so he's just going on tear because Trump loves killing, right? These murder Christians love him for doing it, and so he's just going to wipe as many off the board that are on death row as possible, even if they have probable innocence. You know, he just loves it. Oh, these racist Nazi Jews. I know, weird, isn't it? People that just love to want to hurt people, kill people, genocidal, openly genocidal people. These 2 guys, Ben Gavir, who Trump celebrated at Mar-a-Lago recently, and who was the cause of this nice Jewish girl being assaulted by asshole Jews that were beating her up, thinking that she was, not for genocide. Anyway, Ben Gavir and Benazil Motrek. Anyway, hard to pronounce the names. The second one, Motrich. Yeah, Motrich. That's it. Britain, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Norway, all sanctioned these 2 guys because they're pro-genocide, right? Which is not cool. They're these psycho murder Jews we call Zionists that just thrive on murder. And it's so weird. I don't love saying that, but these are all these people, the Christians and the Jews, they all supposedly, believe in the 10 Commandments. No, they don't. They don't believe in any commandments or any morals or ethics. It's gross. Anyway, so that's good on them. Let's see. In Argentina, which is a model of us, right? that asshole president is friends of our president. He's a dictator as well. They imprisoned the former president, right? This lovely woman who's fighting for the poor and the working class, and she got to go to prison. And their Supreme Court just upheld her prison sentence, and so that's disgusting. But that just makes Trump happy and gives him ideas, you know. And Stephen Miller, and the Ziklag Group, and Project 2025, and Project Esther. All these evil things. Project Esther is to try to twist the Gaza massacre, the daily massacre, the ethnic cleansing, the genocide, twist it into anybody against genocide must be pro-Hamas or pro-Palestinian. And if you just keep it simple, nope, it's just anti-genocide. No one likes genocide. We don't like it in Ukraine either. Putin's doing his best to kill everybody in Ukraine. That's genocide as well, and kidnap the children, and God only knows what's next, right? God only knows. These sociopaths are running too many countries, and it's so sad. But I think that's all the news. How many minutes is it? 66, and I'm below 10%. My power's going to run out. John, I tried to figure out how to make you I'll figure it out, person who helps with the channel. I did not succeed the first time, but I will take another couple passes at it. If I do it on my laptop, I might have more success. And yeah, life is good. I'm gonna go try to get in the face of this lady that runs this theater that I'm gonna do a comedy show at. Eventually, when I finally get attention and she'll let me book a night, I'm gonna book like 5 nights, because it's taken me 1.5 years to get any nights, and I would have liked to have done at least 5 shows by now. So moderator, that's the word. And so I'm gonna do that and get in there hopefully and finally do this. They have a videographer, so that's cool, because I'm gonna just pay that guy like $200 to make a cool video, and then hopefully that'll be a product I can sell. I've been missing, I've got weird anxiety still. The PTSD is a little weird. I've been missing canoe practice, but I've been going to the gym every day, or the pool every day, and swimming, or both. And so if I may influence you to exercise more, to eat more healthy, to sleep more healthy, that's how I would like to be an influencer. And to be more funny, try to make more jokes today. You know, when you talk to somebody, try to make them laugh somehow without using some racist bullshit or some woman-hating bullshit or some immigrant-hating bullshit. Oh, I bet there's a bunch of fucking evil jokes out there from evil people. I mean, you know, Republicans. Yeah. And then still need to get into a dermatologist. I've lost a friend. One of the friends I lost was the president of Maui Gyms, Big Bill Haywood. He was a healthy guy in his 60s. Maybe he got to 70. Maybe he was 68 or 9. I had no idea. I saw him at the pool swimming laps, but he was dying of cancer, and he died, and it was skin cancer. Yeah, and in lots of places, but here in Hawaii, you get a lot of sun, and I don't want to die of skin cancer. So I'm hoping to get in to see a dermatologist as I start going down the list. You know, kidney disease. I still haven't. I'm not sure about my. I'm hoping my liver's in pretty good shape, because everything else is. But wouldn't mind getting a sonogram of my liver. But nevertheless, getting my colon checked soon, doing the colonoscopy, and I need to get my skin checked, and then stay on top of my health. I've never been on top of my health, and I'm in my mid to late. I'm 56, so I gotta stay on top of my health and then stay good at that, just in case there's something I need to be aware of. Sometimes finding out stuff before it's too late is good. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all mostly, and there's just no good, there's just none. And now we've got all this chaos in the streets, which we knew was going to happen. But now that it is, it's just so silly. And then the way they're doing it, and it's a tiny little area, right? 5,000 troops. Oh, but they're deputizing those guys. They want to make it so those guys can make arrests, which is so haunting and so evil. And the commas, you know, commas operati, whatever it is, the commas, there's laws that say you can't do that, and they're breaking them all. But of course, they don't care. Anyway, we went over all that. All right. Thanks for letting me tell you the god awful news. I'm sorry it sucks so bad. Let's hope we all live long enough to see a day when we can talk about good news, because it's possible that we could elect good people who... Sweet. Sweet. All right. Is this working again? Yeah, we're going. All right. Time to run and get a beer. I ran out of power, but I had a battery here. So sometimes you can put it back together, get the thing recharged, and it'll allow you to resume. Sometimes it won't. So cheers. Thanks, Canada, for being so cool. Speaking of cool, Canadians have a really good sense of humor, and that is something to appreciate. Oh, God. What if Republicans were funny or cool or had a sense of humor? John, what's up, buddy? All right, it's funny because, to do this news, it's like, oh, I get all... And then, you're like, oh, man, just the prospect of having to say it all. It's all so bad. But now that it's off my chest, I can go live my life, get back into getting busy and try to get my life entirely working like a high-functioning human. Which I think after whatever happens to people that causes their PTSD, they become less high-functioning humans, right? Things get interrupted in various ways, whatever it is, your mental processes in certain areas of your life. So, but I'm finally exercising, and that seems to be helpful, and this news program seems to have got me on the right track, using my brains, trying to accomplish something. Accomplishing one thing. How's this? I went to Costco. Thank you, Costco. And I saw this hat, and I was like, oh, I should get that, right? Because my skin color. And then I got home and I was thinking, oh man, that's pretty funny. I didn't even think about looking for a size. How stupid I am. Who the hell buys a hat without even checking to see if it fits? But that's me. I did that. I bought a hat without asking the question, does it fit? And I was thinking, I'm going to look in here and see that it's a certain size, and realize that there was probably a size selection. But then I was totally redeemed when I looked and it said, one size. They're all just one size. So in the end, it worked out okay. But for a minute there, I thought I was a real fool. I still think it's a good idea to check, see if hats have a size, in case, one might fit you better than another one, and so on. I need to make some cooking videos. I'm going to cook a whole bunch of food for my canoe club, and tomorrow I'm hoping to go to 2 practices. I've been working out enough. I think I can handle the load. I need to make a good showing. I need to be there, and yeah. That's pretty much that. All right, so what else is there to talk about? I don't know. There's the lawsuit going on, right? Oh, thanks. Well, yeah, I made some French toast bits for him, and I've been making my banana, blueberry, strawberry, walnut bread for them, and so now they've done that twice. So. That's good. I've got some fans already. One guy after the first one said, you could do that every week, Craig. If you made that every week, Craig, that'd be okay with me. I was like, all right. That was like all I needed. So I've been making that bread, and I'm going to keep making that bread. And I went and got supplies at the cheapest places I could for different things. And, yeah, and between Costco and now getting once every 2 weeks, I can go to this like food pantry store and get some food, which is just amazing. I'm amazed. I could apply and probably get EBT, although that's being dismantled also, and that might be a good idea. And then I need to start working. I'm so bummed. I have a car that is all ready. I've used it in the past, and it's in great shape. It makes a great Uber car, but they just told me it's too old. It's a 2008, and it's just aged out of their program. So can't use that for that. I do have another car I could use, but man, that other car is perfect for it. However, maybe I could, I don't know. Anyway, so that's that about work. And then there's the, maybe in about a year, the settlement money will be distributed. Right now, everyone's being told to get their stories together and get them to the lawyers. There's 20,000 people in a lawsuit of different situations, and there's a settlement for $4 billion. So we'll see what happens. I have no idea what's gonna happen, and I'm just trying to not have any hopes at all. The lower my hopes, the better off the finish line will be, if there is one with all that. So that's interesting, and that really is going to affect a lot of people here and the town itself. I mean, just imagine when a few $1 billion is distributed amongst the people of Lahaina, many of which are in other places now, but still, the positive effect it's going to have, the economic boom it's going to be for the West Side and for the people of the West Side that are either building a house or needing to survive or want to open a business or everything. So, yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. Really looking forward to that colonoscopy. Hope they don't perforate my colon. That's 7/22. Oh, the one good thing about all that is that whole fasting process, right? Like 3 days out, 2 days before I begin a clear liquid diet. So for 48 hours, I'll be on clear liquids. In other words, in pursuit of not being quite so chubby, this is going to help me lose some weight, I think, right? So that's the cool thing about a colonoscopy. I'll probably lose some weight. And if I work out real hard going right into that, then coming out of it, hopefully I'll gain from it. Anyway, all right. I don't know what else to talk about. I talked too much. Really great to thank you for participating, watching my show, commenting. Never did that there. Wow, I gifted it from a couple that were headed home. Get some locals in the parking garage. I forget what we were talking about, and that's okay. That's usually the sign you've been smoking some good weed, or dementia. I've decided I'm just gonna ask, anything I can't remember somebody's name, I just need to work on it, right? I gotta keep working on my brain so that it doesn't completely fall apart as an old man, right? You gotta use it or lose it, and you gotta keep using it. And man, everywhere you go. Oh, so there's 4 places. I get 4 places you can go to and from, and the same people be there, right? You can go to church, and then like 20 years later, you can go back to that same church, same people be there. You can go to a bar, and you stop going to bars, and 20 years later, you can go to that bar. This is a lot of the same people be there. If you're a canoe paddler in Hawaii, you can go to the beach, stop paddling. 20 years later, a lot of people still be there, right? And then, what's the other one? The gym. Yeah, I started going to the gym, and some of the people in there are the same people I saw at the gym 27 years ago when I moved here. Like, there's a good 3 or 4 that I see in there on the other side of the island who, are displaced, probably moved over there. But still, it's just funny because I've been staying home a lot, and now that I'm getting out to the gym, I haven't been to church, but I know who I would see there because some of them are the same people I see at the beach. But I have been to the canoe beach, same people. I've been to a bar, same people. And And the gym, same people, 20 years later. Yeah, I have not been as consistent as all those other, the drinkers, the worker-outers, or the paddlers. Oh, I tell you what, I got to earn some new shirts, you know? As you all know, all of our biggest achievements boil down to the shirt we get. The trophy shirt. Oh, is that Moosehead you're drinking, Craig? Oh, yes it is. Gee whiz, funny you should ask. We love you, Canada. Oh my God, and I guess the only, I don't know, weirdly good thing about the evil shit that the Republicans are doing, creating chaos and then blaming the chaos for the shit they got to do, is for the moment they're not talking about invading Canada, which I think they just realized, oh shit, Canada is England. Maybe we shouldn't try to start a war with England. Dumb shits. And then Greenland, you know, even though Tulsi Gabbard's been tasked with stealing Greenland and then bombing Mexico, we haven't started doing that yet, but that should be coming up soon. And then giving Xi the pass to go invade Taiwan and not support them like we would have. And then we've been giving Putin the pass. Oh, sometimes you just got, Trump says they're like children, you just gotta let them fight. No, you have a genocidal freak, sociopath, Putin, murdering people, and you got Zelensky trying to defend himself. It's not two kids in a playground. Yeah, so sad. Anyway, oh, Canada, thank you, Canada, for your beer. We love you. I got some whiskey over here, man. Gosh. No, I don't need to start drinking whiskey. But in the future, we'll be drinking some Canadian whiskey together. I would have maybe bought some Kentucky bourbon or some Tennessee whiskey, but they don't vote for the right people yet, or for the environment, or for women. But if you do, I will gladly, I promise you, if you vote for Democrats in those states, I will buy your whiskey and your bourbon and then show it off here. Giving me a reason to drink. I tell you what, I wouldn't have been buying any whiskey if it wasn't for our cruelty to Canada and my lack of knowledge of other products that Canada sells. I mean, maybe I can find some maple syrup, but I just don't know like where I could go in the store and be like, okay, that's Canadian for sure, other than Crown Royal, Moosehead, and maple syrup. So, and then even then, it's not always, you know. Anyway, shoots. All right, well, listen, simultaneously, I have the ocean on a long broadcast. My battery died midway today, so I had to start it over again. Very interestingly, right? Like I go from, YouTube is bipolar. I had 5,000 views for this, like yesterday. 5,000 views. Day before that, 3,000 views. Day before that, 100. Day before that, 2,000. Like, it makes no sense. It just makes no sense. And, yeah, so, and then same with this show. There's 14 people. So people are watching this one, which is cool. Thank you. And if you didn't know, this show makes you more cool. All right, let's go down all the subjects we need to go down if you don't want to ruin your life. I mean, if you have control, if you have freedom, and you have dominion over your life, which Republicans are taking from lots of people, but let's say you're lucky to be free enough to be able to screw your life up. Don't gamble, right? If you got the freedom to screw your life up, don't gamble. Don't hang out with violent people. Don't get in the wrong relationships. Don't snort anything. It's not a recreational drug anymore. It's a Russian roulette drug. Don't take pills. Pills are bad. Drugs are bad. Don't drive drunk. Getting drunk, not a good idea. Moderate drinking, that's okay. But getting drunk, bad idea. Driving drunk, really bad idea. Wear condoms, okay. Especially now, the Republicans are spreading disease everywhere. And they're threatening to take condoms away. So you might want to stock up on condoms, you know. You don't want disease, and you don't want, babies you don't want. You want babies you want. Anyway, and then let's see what else. That's most of it. If you know anybody that's violent, stay away from them. Don't matter. Eventually, that violence will come your way. And yeah, and that's how. So that's playing defense. If you play defense by not fucking your life up, by all those things, and then if you play offense by trying to get enough rest, eating healthy food, eating right. I made videos about how to eat right, and I've cooked things. And then exercise, and you can come back around to that too, or you could start if you've never done it. I'm starting like I've never done it, but I used to do it, so now I'm locked in. It's been 3 weeks. I'm working out every day. Today is Kamehameha Day. Happy Kamehameha Day. It's a state holiday. The banks are closed. Schools are closed. And where did I go that I wanted to go that was closed? I forget. Oh yeah, the public pool was closed. So that was a bummer, but it's all good. And then I remembered, oh yeah, if I was a county employee or a state employee, I'd get a lot of holidays. I'm not sure what kind of work to go back to, right? There's so many options out there. Anyway, and was I drinking Moosehead? Gee whiz, thanks Canada. Sorry Canada. It's like light beer. Tell you what, that used to be like the best beer. If you had a keg of Moosehead in the 80s, you were about the coolest mofo, in your high school. All those high school keggers. I tell you what. It's funny, I laugh when there's some parent brought up on charges because kids are partying in their house. There are plenty of parents I grew up around who would allow their kids to have a kegger at their house, High school kids, 16, 17, 18 years old. A keg of Moosehead in the backyard by the swimming pool. Dad's upstairs watching TV, coming down once in a while. And it was better that way. It was safer. We were all, everyone was way more under control. It's like, oh, homeboy's dad's here, be cool, So it's just kind of funny because you see that sometimes, and these people are vilified. Oh my God, you allowed underage kids to drink at your house? That's the story of my childhood. And thank God I grew up when no one was attacking women's rights. Holy crap. I just feel so sorry for women in red states where getting pregnant could be a death sentence every time. Oh my God. And then this new crazy regime wants you white women to have 6 children in places where it could be a death sentence. Man, talk about a roll of the dice 6 times. Like nothing's ever going to go wrong in your pregnancy. You're never going to have a miscarriage out of 6 children. I mean, that's presumptuous, I would say, and dangerous. So, yeah, thank God I'm not in that predicament. And I feel sorry for those of you who are. Oh, my God, for my colonoscopy, I got to go get some stuff called Go Lightly. Go Lightly. Oh, it's got a nice name. Go Lightly. I expect it'll be making me go. And then, oh, you'll love this. This is great. Where's it? Where's the part where it talks about colors of things? In the end, your stool should be clear yellow like lemonade. That's right, folks. Just before your colonoscopy, your stool should be yellow like lemonade. If brown or green, please administer a fleet enema at home or call ASC to inform the doctor. That's great. Anyway. Oh, good times. How about this poor old thing? Remember this thing that doesn't really exist anymore? Everyone's flying the Constitution upside down. This would be a good necklace, an upside down Constitution. There's a statement. Just walk around with that. I really need to read this. I think I'm gonna do it in 2 parts. You know, attention spans being what mine and yours, or just other people's. No one's got a good attention span anymore. Oh, really need to clean this place up. I got an inspection. They're going to be showing this place to a prospective buyer, which is interesting. So I have an engagement with a real estate agent. I just overcame my little probationary period after my little violation. So I'm in the clear now for a little while. And so that's positive. And yeah, shoot. Oh, Saturday, I'm gonna be presumably at the. I'm gonna be at a canoe race. Not sure if it's on the other side. It's gonna be close to it, like logistically about a mile away from the protest. There'll be a protest here on Maui at noon at the Queen Kahumanu Center, and so I want to go. And I'm finally getting smart. I realize. When there's music that's copyrighted, I just need to mute it. You know, it'll still be good and interesting and live, muted. But that's got to be the remedy now so that I don't get it copyrighted. Because that last one got 4,000 views, got copyrighted and completely demonetized. And if I can just avoid that copyright, then I can keep it monetized. I'm also curious, 5,000 views yesterday from just looking at the ocean. And I have yet to have that show up in the matrix telling me exactly what that earned me. Videos are earning $1 or $2. I went from 1,000 views all week last week. This week I already have 12,000 views. It's totally bipolar. I don't really understand it, and that's okay. I don't really care either way. I'm just gonna keep putting the camera out of what's in front of me, and that is, and if I just keep living my life the right way and put myself in places that are beautiful and wonderful, which doesn't cost any money to put yourself in beautiful places, right, and to have a great life. And so, you know, that's the whole idea. Get myself at the house and 2 beautiful places and turn that damn camera on and share that, you know, with everybody. And I'm glad to see, I don't want to kind of expose the experience at the beach with the canoe clubs, you know, but I do like sharing that experience because you do get a feel for what it's like to be part of it, right? When I do that video right from the beach at the race. And I've shown you the novices, right? The first year people, and then I've shown you 12-year-old girls. And so, of course, next I gotta show you 70 and over race. That's what I gotta film. The 70 and over people. Oh, it's freaking awesome. And it's something to look forward to. Shit, I'm 56. That's only 14 years away. I got a paddling age group to look forward to. Yeah, it's crazy. The category I'm in now is full of all these guys that I've known for 25 years that are all great paddlers. They were great paddlers 25 years ago, you know, better than me 25 years ago, and they never stopped, and they're still way better than me. But it's cool because now I'm motivated, I'm training, and that's kind of everything, you know, just to get in the routine, get motivated, train, and then let all the joys of that come. Like the joy, if you've never experienced an endorphin high, you know, weed is pretty good, but endorphins is just, it's like heroin, except if heroin was good for you, and I don't even know what heroin feels like. I've never taken opioids. I've never been into pills, thank God, or I'd be dead. Plenty of guys my age are dead because they really like those pills. And then, oh, let's try that one. Oh, dead. Anyway, yeah, weed is pretty good. But an endorphin high from a freaking real, like, workout is like no other experience. And it's good for you. Anyway. All right. Talking too much. Love you guys. I love it. I love all these people talking to each other. People from India and you know, whatever. All right. Let's see. What else is there? Shoots. Jokes? Any jokes? Any new jokes? I don't know. I'm working on, as you know, I'm working on boner jokes. I think boner jokes would be a real hit someday. That's a worthwhile goal, you know. Seems like even a bad boner joke would be better than the worst Gaza joke or the best Gaza joke. Yeah, like subject matter matters is the point there. Anyway, all right. I'm gonna get off of here, go live my life, and maybe turn a camera on. The ocean is still, the sharks aren't out yet. The sun is still up. You can see it. If you switch over after this to the sun going down, you can see it. It's on the horizon, and it's a good day to be alive, right? And I find if you just say it's a good day to be alive, you don't need to spend money to go to a seminar to get inspired. Just say these words. It's a good day to be alive, right? Because if you say it's a good day to be alive, then you think, hey, it's a good day to be alive. And then, like, next thing you know, it's a good day to be alive because you're thinking that. And once you're thinking it, then it is one. And you start thinking about the things you can appreciate, you should appreciate. And, you know, and then it becomes even more of a better day to be alive. All right. Okay. Thanks again. Oh, let's finish off this Moosehead with you. Cheers to you. Thanks, Canada, for making this quality beer. What, since when? 1867. Now, there is a good tradition. 1867. Gee whiz. I tell you what. I wonder if it's like the exact same recipe. It'd be really interesting to be a person who knows all the facts about Moosehead beer. I bet there are some. And so, yeah, until the next bad news, we'll be watching riots in the streets of LA, military in the unnecessary, illegal military in the streets. The beginning, a blueprint for what's going to be rolled out in other states. The National Guard, military, just a waste of everything. Taxpayer dollars, people will get hurt and die and arrested, deported. Crimes will be committed just because of it. There's probably going to be some evil there's evil Nazi bastards that want to get in there and make the libtards look bad, right? This is what they did in the BLM riots too. So yeah, and then Trump will just keep having to respond with more escalating things from the problem that he's creating, and people are going to do more and more to hide themselves, and which means they're not going to go to work or to school, and the wheels of our nation are going to just stop. It's like putting the brakes on our whole country. And man, it's not, I was about to say I can't wait. I can wait. I don't want it to happen, but it won't be. How long will it be before you're just like, oh, look at that? You know, when you're at the grocery store, and it's a direct line to this problem in the grocery store relating to the people that produced that thing that you'd like to buy, consume, right? Oh, anyway. Yes, America, we disappointed. And of course, then we got to be insulted by these racist traitors telling us that this is what America wanted. There's a mandate. We need to destroy America. We got to purge America. We were a happy, happy-go-lucky, peaceful nation, but we don't want to be that. No, we got to fuck everything up. But if you know the story of that con man, the weasel, the ignorant fool, the illiterate guy who's never had a driver's license, can't read, never had a job, never been to the grocery store. He's so incompetent. And he's running this country. I forget what I was going to say. It's just so, God. He made sure all of his childhood school records were destroyed. And, yeah. I just wonder, How come there hasn't been one? Like, what if there was just one classmate of his from military school that came out to tell the truth of what a douchebag piece of shit he was, right? Like, I'm just so surprised that we haven't had just one. But I mean, they're all old, and maybe most of them have died or been paid off or bribed or been, warned. I mean, I'm surprised there hasn't been anybody that came forward from being his classmate in his childhood, speaking to what a piece of shit he's always been. But when he was like 3 and 4, he was famous for just wanting to knock over all the other kids' blocks, because he was a hateful little bastard when he was 3 and 4. When his dad started giving him $300,000 a year as a child, the trust funder, he eventually knocked it up to $5 million a year, right? That's a hell of a little Christmas present. Oh, geez. Anyway, God bless America. And all these, I love the Park Rose Permaculture Lady and Hawks podcast and all these young kids doing all this news. They do it fancy with all the clips and everything. And then Jesse Dollemore. God, I wish he was president. That'd be a cool guy. And his wife could be vice president. That'd be just fine. And then, you gotta love Brian Tyler Cohen and the Midas Touch guys, I love how the Midas Touch guys are so calm, right? They keep their voice down, calm. Joe Rogan is a douchebag. He's not funny. None of his friends are funny. It's just a shithole of fucking comedy. And of course, he had to move to the one state where he can't smoke weed. What an idiot. Oh, God. And, I'll never watch a UFC fight as long as I live. Oh, how about the heiress of Walmart being into the protest? But see, Walmart donated to Project 2025, so this is really interesting, right? Walmart's on the shit list. I won't shop there because they supported this Nazi regime, Project 2025, right? And then now the heiress is like, cares about the Constitution. And so how does she relate to the other shitty people in her family who donated to Project 2025? Is she related to that donation? You know what I mean? Like, it's all a little convoluted there. But she might be saving the company without them even realizing it. Right? Like, maybe I'll shop there again because of her. But that's upsetting the MAGA turds. Oh, God. It's amazing. Anyway, imagine your whole identity is just wanting to insult people and threaten them and upset them with Nazi fascism. Long time ago, Republicans used to be proud of winning World War II, defeating the Nazis, and now they are the Nazis, and they wish we didn't win World War II. It's pretty weird. Well, everything Republicans say is what Putin wants them to say. And right now, Putin and Xi Jinping and leader of North Korea are seeing the chaos in the streets, and they are just loving it. They're loving it, right? How are they not? They're just loving it. So, good job. Trump is pleasing his allies, all the dictators, Russia, China, North Korea. Imagine that. I'm surprised he doesn't have a great relationship with Iran, right? Isn't that next? He needs to be best friends with Iran. Oh, except they're Muslim. So, there's the whole crusade. There's these Christian Zionists. Heck, Seth, he got to start, doing that whole crusade thing because they need Armageddon so they can bring Jesus back. Jesus. So sad. So crazy. Anyway, yeah. So that's what the aliens warned us about. Yeah, these crazy people that want to bring Jesus back by killing everybody and super artificial intelligence. $47, and I need 1 or 3 more to do it live. I don't know what that means, but that's okay. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. It's a good day to be alive. I'm going to go get on with my day. I want you to go get on with yours. Do your best to be your best. Be a good member of the community. Whatever that means, and by any means necessary, right? Just like we've heard from the black community in our country. Malcolm X, by any means necessary, you need to take care of yourself, protect yourself. And that now goes to the immigrants. And that's just crazy. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, just wait till that, all the legal medicinal users of weed in our country are on a list. Wait till they start coming after them. And then what if they don't feel comfortable, these fascist, tyrannical dictators? What if they don't feel comfortable with everybody having all the guns they want? And they start coming after people's guns, right? How will that play out? I mean, there's just, I don't put anything past these sick, fake Christians, these Zionists, these Christians that specialize in murder, along with the Jews that specialize in murder, and all the other religious people that are so focused on killing, at the same time as they're putting the the 10 Commandments up. It says, "Thou shalt not kill." They are just killing so many people. And now that USAID is completely gone, it's just gonna be that many more killed. But yeah, we know the numbers are gonna be basically 1 to 1.5 million people murdered by the Trump administration, starving them to death in other countries and diseasing them to death. And those diseases will come back to haunt us. But yeah, so maybe what, I think 1.2 million was the estimate, and it's playing out. Just those numbers are actually happening now, so we can see that those are accurate. And so what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 million people right there will die in the next 4 years from the Nazi regime, just from USAID cuts. That's not the science cuts or the cuts to the health and welfare of Americans, veterans, schools, lunches, food for the poor, medicine. It's just so much death. The death cult of the Republican Party. So gross, so uncool. So uncool. That's one thing that is a consistent pattern in all Republican circles. Totally uncool. Probably a dweeb. Might have been teased. I mean, obviously, Stephen Miller lost all his hair from all the swirlies he got because he was brutally. I mean, he's got a nervous tick from being teased so bad, poor guy. And Cash Yap, oh, that guy is so scarred from being called Yappity Yap Cash Yap Patel. Why don't they use his full name? Not that we should tease him, but we should tease him because he's hurting people. And Cash Yap Patel, classic example of somebody who happens to be from India, who, because of the class system they're used to, thinks they fit in with the high class, the rich white people. No, you're never going to be part of their group. You're never going to be part of their party. They're never going to see you as an equal. And yet, Cash Yap and that other guy, anyway, who ran for president. Anyway, I don't get. You guys should know they don't look at you like you look at yourself among them. And the Latinos for Trump and blacks for Trump and gays for Trump. You guys just blew it. And you're all blown. If any of you still in that camp, you've blown it completely. Anyway, as a trans people have just been kicked out of the military, just structural freaking racism. Coming back, we're replacing PhDs with DUIs. That's white in affirmative action. So sad. I may not be very smart. I may not be very religious, but I thank God 100 times a day for giving me an IQ above Republican. You know what I mean? And I just hope that all of you have an IQ above Republican, because that'll help you remember to brush your teeth tomorrow, eat food, do the normal things. All right. And that's shoots. I gotta get off of here, man. What is it? What one? Damn near 2 hours. Too long. All right. Love you guys. Um, I did condition for you guys. This hair is funny. I always had short hair before I became unemployed from the fire, and at this age, I just can't believe like it's not like look at guys 56 years old and how gray their hair is. Like maybe that's the olive oil or the garlic working, over time. Anyways, I wonder. Oh, shoots. Love you, Frankie. Yeah, it's funny. That's why Buddhist monks have no hair, right? Because they gotta separate themselves from their desires. And when you have hair, there's no way to have no vested interest with your hair, right? You gotta free yourself from your vested interest. So they shave their heads. And by God, you can start growing hair and it becomes like a thing. It's a thing. It's a part of you. It becomes a vested interest. It's kind of weird and funny and interesting, and yeah. And shampooing and conditioning is a major event in my life now. It never was. It was just real quick, and now it's like, oh man, I think I'm gonna shampoo and condition today. Better set some time aside. Oh, and all the hair in the drain. Oh, it's terrible. Anyway. And then, yeah, just trying to drive with the window down, and it gets in your mouth, and that's not really very fun. But who knows, Maybe I'll find the woman of my dreams who's just looking for a guy with hair. All right. I gotta shut this down, man. I got life to live, man. I can't be doing 2-hour shows. God. I got stuff to do. I got to do some stuff. But this has been good because it's been getting me doing this, and that makes me do other stuff. And then when I do a comedy show someday, being on stage is no different than this. So it just makes that really, really easy, right? Like I've been on stage all the time. Like I don't really need to go out and do open mics. Even there are none to do, but to stay, comfortable on stage with a mic or whatever. This does that completely, and so that's cool. You know what I mean? That's cool. Just like my channel, it's cool. And so are you for being a subscriber. Thanks for subscribing and watching. I think I'm at 5,000 on my way to 5 million subscribers. 5 million, almost there. So like and subscribe, and eventually I'll get some skills and make higher quality videos. In the meantime, thanks for hanging out with me. All right, love you guys. Have a great day. I don't know. Thanks for the banter. I love it. I love you guys. All right, and that's why you're not Republicans, because you're cool. There's no way to be able to identify with uncool, and meanness and all the HAT stuff. All that hate. So unbecoming. All right, okay, look. I'm watching the TV inside my house of the view of the ocean. It's right there. But I can see the sun's not down yet, so I gotta get out of here. All right, you guys. And if you've taken magic mushrooms and you forgot to leave the house, just go to my channel and watch the sun set slowly. It'll be a nice, safe space for you. All right. Love you guys. All right. John. All right. I'm hitting the buttons. Although there's 14 people watching, which, out of hubris, I just want to keep talking because there's so many people. 14 is a lot for my channel. And there's 14 likes. That's cool, too. But 14 people at the same time, why would I stop now? It's funny. I think there's all these, I see there's these, women that are on YouTube. They're just on, they're in their bed. And there's 200, 300, 500, 600 people watching their shit. And it's all a bunch of creepy men. And they're all making comments to her about how they love her. And it's kind of trippy. But I think that's what I'm up against. The sultry woman with the big bosoms who's doing her hair, and I don't know what they're saying, but it's funny because when you do a vertical feed, and this is the interesting difference that I've learned, you can just scroll up through verticals and it brings you everyone else's live vertical feed, and different than horizontal, I think. And anyway, I've been doing that, and it's just one woman after another who's just like an attractive woman who's got 200 to 600 people watching her do whatever. It's kind of interesting, kind of weird, but and that is the competition, which I can't really stack up against. Funny though. Anyway, and I wonder how long they do that for. Anyway, all right, enough of the news. All right, God damn it, I gotta stop before it's 2 hours. Okay, love you guys. Have a great day. Until the next God Awful News, we will be watching all the terrible things happen together, and let's hope it's not right in front of our apartment so we can get home at night, because if it is, if you haven't seen, this one lady was just trying to get home to her apartment, and she had to get through a line of cops, and they wouldn't let her, and then they just shot her with one of their rubber bullets or a canister or something. I mean, gnarly. And that's the shit-ass news that Trump is bringing to the world and America and everybody. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. All right. You know, when I become president, I promise to give you better news. All right, that's right. Craig Hamilton Bradley for president. All right, signing out. Love you guys. Go do your best to, make the world a better place, even though it seems like it's impossible. Okay, aloha.